If you're someone who used to play Stronghold Crusader but hasn't played the first Stronghold, you'll visually notice the excessive height of the largest keep in Stronghold. I think the largest keep in Crusader is equal to the fortress keep in Stronghold, and while every height level gives advantage to the archers and widens their range of fire, the Stronghold keep is higher than the largest tower in the game, which exists as an mission standing alone as an ultimate target. So how strong can that massive keep be? I wanted to test it out only by blocking its entrance and heavily garrison its top with crossbowmen in the front line, supported by archers in the second line, with a single line of troops on the stone wall to cover the blind area of the garrison on the keep. Now, a force of heavily armored knights serves as a last resilience to stand against any breach and as personal guards for the Lord. And I can't tell you how much I hate this Lord. His only job is to mess with the troops' organization while cowarding when a fight approaches. Now, our keep is ready with around 50 crossbowmen and 30 archers, protected by 17 knights. And the snake has come to challenge our keep.
Scouts report a large force of the snake's men are marching towards us.
With a force of 80 longbow archers and another 80 crossbowmen, with 50 macemen and 20 knights, and some siege assistants. Okay, round 1. They signaled their attack, foolishly positioning their siege working tents directly under my fire range. But it revealed that these were shields to protect the advancing archers, who went into loose formation to be easily eliminated by my troops on the keep. Their only use that they were a distraction from the laddermen, but we had accounted for that. And their crossbowmen, with the remaining archers, tried to counter the rain of arrows from the keep, but with very minimal damage from their low ground positions. Macemen rushed to destroy the walls with their weapons, but again the garrison repelled them easily. The remaining troops were captured by fear, knowing that they had no chance, as every brave attempt washes the ground with their blood. Even those who were cowarding weren't immune from death, and they advanced desperately to their end. That siege was disappointingly weak. We haven't lost anyone, just some injuries, so let's push our keep to its limits. The pig's army has arrived.
Scouts report a large force of the pig's men are marching towards us.
With 200 archers and 100 crossbowmen, 100 macemen and 100 fully armored knights, with siege engineers and laddermen. Now, round 2. My fast archers took some of their siege engineers while the crossbowmen are reloading. This is why you need both weapons in combat. The catapults tried to bombard the far wall, but from a hard angle, while the archers rushed for their slaughter. I didn't understand their plan from such a stupid move. However, their catapults followed them. And the rest of their army was cowarding again. Any brave troops who tried to attack were eliminated easily. Even their many crossbowmen couldn't reach the high keep with their bolts, and the remaining swordsmen didn't have any chance against our penetrating crossbow bolts. The pig's attack was strong, but his men were in very low morale and far from organized, so I want to test this keep's strength myself, and this is my round 3. The keep now is under the control of the enemy and I am the attacker. The first thing I would do is organize, giving my troops their command signs, and I have only 80 archers and 60 crossbowmen, with 40 pikesmen and 40 swordsmen, with some siege engineers and tunnelers. Attacking a strongly garrisoned fort directly will be unwise. I want to split my enemy's attention in two, so my right wing of rangers went from a side, and the other half marched on the other side. Now, my rangers were in their positions, and I have combined my heavy infantry. The first step was to build wooden shields that would provide the ideal coverage for my men during the attack, and I launched both wings at the same time. Our plan succeeded in splitting the enemy in two halves, but my right wing suffered heavy casualties from the beginning, especially in the archers' ranks, but they have distracted the enemy from my tunnelers to work. My plan was to keep the fight as long as the tunnelers could reach the stone wall and destroy it, while the infantry advances under their shields and plate armor. But the enemy was already locked in by the consistent fire at them from two sides, blinding their focus from the real danger that was approaching. The big tunnel was walking to the wall like a whale to a ship, but my rangers couldn't withstand the battle anymore. However, the wall fell just on the arrival of my fresh infantry, who streamed into the castle, fighting the wounded guards on the keep. I have given them the order to avenge the loss of my ranged men, and they cut down everyone they faced inside.
Captured the castle, my lord. Victory!
And with that, we are successful with 42% loss. It is a huge loss, but considering that we have attacked with fewer troops than the pig and took the castle with only 42% loss, this is a huge victory, thanks to the proper planning and troop organization.
You have taken the castle, my lord. It was never in doubt, at least by me.
This video shall be called The Importance of the Keep. It was an enjoyable experiment. Now, I'm recording this video after I finished the video of building Smed Ravo and Stronghold DE. And obviously I have no comments on a video I haven't yet published, so I will reply to some unreplied comments picked randomly from the previous videos. Vanilla Flower CM. Commenting on building the ideal castle from Stronghold, and we were talking about building double layer curtain wall. The next rings works as a fallback station. When enemies takes first wall, having troops on all walls from the beginning is making you weaker. Concentrate power is better, but that is not how it works in game. It is actually. Today we saw how effective a smaller number of concentrated troops has defeated a much larger unorganized army. But what you said is right. Sun Tzu said, if you strengthen your front, you weaken your rear. If you strengthen your left, you weaken your right. He who prepares everywhere will be weak everywhere. The defensive war betrays its commander because of the many reinforcements it requires. Inis Nijipolo, commenting on building Alhambra Palace and Stronghold Crusader, I think the original castle uses natural elevation as advantage more. It seems the elevation difference is not similar to the original, but good work. Stronghold Crusader has many restrictions as a game when we compare it to real life, as in reality that large wooden tower would never have been able to reach the castle wall on the rugged terrain. But I'm still not so excited to make more accurate detailed maps on the worst map editor Firefly has ever made in their games. Yeah, in later titles there's a 3D map editor that is much more advanced but 10 times harder to use for a non-3D artist. Damian Dazgno, commenting on building a castle from an artwork in Stronghold DE. To be honest, judging from the artwork, I would have used different elevation levels for the keep and surrounding towers, even if it's harder to pull off. Not necessarily a full-scale mountain, but just enough to make it seem that the walls are higher than they actually are. That way it will not only look nicer, but also be harder to siege as you need to breach 2 layers of defense. I really like your narration, by the way. That's a very clever note, man. Unfortunately, I haven't thought about it, but with expert Stronghold lords like you giving me these tips, the next videos will be better. Thank you guys for reaching this far. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe to Strongfort channel, and I'll see you in Smed Ravo video, which shall be published before this one. However, I'll see you in any video you'll press to watch from here.